So welcome back to Be Man is Mad, everyone. Why am I laughing? Because I'm a fan of WWE. I'm a fan of wrestling. I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. Every once in a while, I'll make wrestling references out here. Hey, my F5 of the week is inspired by Brock Lesnar's finishing move, the F5, the most devastating wrestling move in history. Next to the Ric Flair chops to the chest, of course. Woo! But, John Cena was the second generation Hulk Hogan. The kids loved him. Hustle, royalty, and respect. You can't see me. Do 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 do. He had the rap battle with people. He wore the New York Knicks jersey. He was the thug, gangster kind of character. That was the only heel turn that he actually had. But it wasn't really a true heel turn where he completely made kids cry, or he completely became the complete villain like Hogan did in 1996 or 1995 when he joined the Outsiders, which became the NWO, New World Order. Now, this just past week, John Cena did something really stupid. John Cena apologized to China because in Hollywood, that's what celebrities do when they speak out against China, when they speak out against the hand that feeds them. They have to apologize and do it so drastically and so miserably and fail to the point where it's embarrassing and to the point where you should have just shut up and never said anything in the first place. John Cena has become another victim of that. And since today in America, since everybody, lectures us, celebrities, millionaires who live in their 6,000 square foot or 16,000 square foot mansion with millions of dollars, tell us how terrible America is. But when they talk about China, they act as if China is the best country in the world. They are completely silent about what goes on in China with the civil rights issues there. But again, what do we know? We're nobodies, folks. We just sit here and we pay these people money to go to the movies or go to an NBA game. We pay $100 to see them play basketball. And of course, you got the China James out there making stupid boneheaded comments. A few years ago when the general manager of the Houston Rockets had the balls to speak out against China about what goes on in that country, LeBron James came out and said he doesn't know what he's talking about. So when I hear these celebrities tell us about how bad our country is, but is completely silent about China, I just laugh because they are the biggest hypocrites. I have not watched an NBA game in 2 years, but we're not going to waste our time here and talk about LaChina James. We're not going to sit here and talk about how terrible the NBA and how terrible the ratings are, but we are going to talk about John Cena. Now, at first, when I heard the John Cena apology, I was like, weak, just terrible. Just laying down to his knees and begging for forgiveness because that's what Hollywood is. Okay? But then something hit me. Since America is, according to the celebrities, a terrible country and that we need to tear up the Constitution and start all over, how about you just make John Cena the ultimate heel character in the WWE? Now, heel means bad guy. Babyface means good guy, okay? So don't get confused with the terms. I don't want to confuse you. So let's say John Cena becomes a heel. John Cena comes back and breaks Ric Flair's 16 heavyweight world champion record of 16 times. And John Cena comes back and breaks it and gets his 17th belt. He's tied right now with Ric Flair. I believe Triple H is at number 14. Triple H is 2 behind John Cena and Ric Flair. But let's say John Cena comes back. And let's say that he uses this whole thing with China. He uses this whole thing that he said last week, the apology, as a way to become the villain in the WWE. We've seen it over the years. We've seen Russian wrestlers come over from the Soviet Union, or they say they're from the Soviet Union, and they talk about how bad America is. You had Jinder Mahal say it from India, talk about how bad America is, and he was the anti-American character. Why don't you make John Cena that? Why don't you have John Cena have like a diplomat or have an ambassador from China sit there in the ring with him? Kind of like how Brock Lesnar has Paul Heyman. Of course, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar don't talk about how bad America is and how great the country they come from is, because Brock Lesnar is originally from America, lives in Canada, but Paul Heyman is a different kind of promoter for Brock Lesnar, but something in those lines. So you have John Cena, who hates America, who sells out. You have this Chinese ambassador or diplomat speak for him. John Cena never talks. John Cena's just sitting there in a red shirt, red pants with the the China symbol on it. and you go from there, and you make him the ultimate bad guy. I mean, why not? Every other celebrity is telling us how bad this country is. Every other celebrity tries to lecture to us about what we need to do better. Why don't we just have John Cena do it too? I mean, he's already put his foot in his mouth with a terrible apology that he had last week. So make him the villain character, bring in ratings, have the news cycles talk about it. If you had John Cena come out there with the Chinese flag in the ring, with the Chinese diplomat or ambassador or whatever speaking for him, you know that's going to piss off Fox News. You know that's going to piss off Newsmax. It's going to be everywhere. I know the idea sounds terrible, but do it. I mean, we've come to the point where, you know, we every day we hear about how, you know, America is just not what it is. It's the best they've, you know, we actually had a president tell us that in the last 8 years, tell us that America's best days are behind them. Okay. So why don't we just have, you know, fake rigged wrestling, scripted, you know, satire characters come out here and tell us the same thing, but make it fun. Because what else are you going to do? Because today in America, you're either offensive or we're a terrible country, or you need to be canceled and you need to shut up. And how dare you criticize China? That's what we've become today. And that's what our country's becoming. And you know what? I am probably going to get canceled for speaking out against China and speaking out against the norm and not apologizing, because I'm not going to apologize what I'm going to say. You know why? Because I am not a celebrity. But do it. WWE, Vince McMahon, I know you're not listening on here. Triple H, if you're listening, or, you know, Stephanie, do it. Have John Cena become the main villain. Have him come out there with the Chinese flag. Have him, you know, money launder his Make-A-Wish Foundation or something like that. Have him do something really evil. I mean, write it into the script. A, you're going to make tons of money. B, you're going to get tons of views and ratings. And C, you're going to have everyone talking about, even the national news. So John Cena, that's how you build off this. No, I mean, folks, this is all satire. This is all a joke, and it's not funny, and it shouldn't be a joke. But you know what? We've come to the point where you have to joke about it. You have to mock these celebrities for the way they act. Because, you know what? To this point, who really cares what John Cena, LaChina James, and these other celebrities do? But if you can get a writer there in the WWE and script this and make John Cena look like the ultimate villain, then you know what? Do it. Because it would bring ratings and things would be great for the WWE again, because right now the WWE is terrible. The WWE released, you know, a few wrestlers today, most famously Braun Strowman, which was one of my favorite wrestlers, a big guy. He had a lot of potential. But of course, the WWE has destroyed characters the last 15 years. The WWE has changed since 2007, 2008, where wrestlers have come in and gone. But that is it for today, folks. Thank you for listening to me vent, kind of a semi-vent. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be back on here again. I don't know if Google is in China's back pocket. They probably are, because these big tech companies like to censor people for speaking out, even if it's not offensive. And I don't think I was being offensive. I was just giving you my great idea about John Cena being the great heel turn. But it will not go that way. And the WWE is not what it used to be. And it's sad, because so many great things in America that used to be here are no more. And we only have to teach children and future generations about how great TV shows used to be and how great the WWE used to be. But that is all considered offensive now, and it must be canceled. But folks, if you're new here, please subscribe, like this video, dislike it, tell me I'm wrong, say that I was a little overboard with John Cena, leave a comment, share, and I'll talk to you guys later on down the road, and take care. Cena sucks.